morning guys, and welcome back to a new year. Happy New Year. It is 2021 and it's January the 1st and it's -5 and it's absolutely freezing out here this morning, but I've come out to Pilsen Pen in Dorset, which is pretty local to me. Bumped into Max Trafford as well, and we're up here and it almost looks like it's snowed. It's so cold, everything's so frozen over. And I do apologise for the wind noise, it is pretty windy up here right now. But we're about 45 minutes away from sunrise at the moment, and yeah, it's almost like a hoarfrost. I don't think it's quite that harsh, but it's pretty harsh, and it seems to have just coated all of the landscape in like a white dusting of ice. It's almost looked like it snowed briefly, but I don't think it has. So just hunting for compositions at the minute, trying to stay as warm as possible. It's absolutely Baltic. And yeah, let's see if we can get some shots, but fingers crossed for sunrise. It could be pretty special. The horizon's looking pretty clear, and as the sun breaks and comes over the top of the horizon, we could get some really nice light. So composition hunting, fingers are crossed, and let's try and get some shots in the bag. Okay, so composition number one, it seems to be like a cloud inversion over the other side of Dorset, because it almost looks like a fell in the Lake District covered in snow. It looks very bizarre. I think I got the shot maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago when it was a little bit darker, because there was some nice red ambient glow on the clouds above, but I'm not sure. Everything's looking a bit soft on the back of my screen. I'm not quite sure why, but I think it might just be because of the ice and the cold, or I'm not quite sure. So I'm fingers crossed it'll come out and you could see the shot. But yeah, settings are around about a second f5.6, and I've lifted the ISO up to about ISO 400, ISO 500, just because it was quite dark. It's getting a bit brighter now and the ambient light is lifting, but it's looking absolutely lovely. It's just so cold, but a really nice way to start the year. So 2-second timers as always. It's just a polarizer at the minute, and it's not doing anything, it's just on there. And yeah, shot one in the bag and see if we can get anything else when the light comes up. But it's just beautiful, absolutely stunning. Perfect way to start the year. Okay, shot number one in the bag, and the conditions are changing all the time. There's fog and mist rolling around all over the place, and it's just magic. But what's really catching my eye the most, and a couple of the hills caught my eye as I was walking up the hill here. The hills here kind of reflect the light really nicely, and some are kind of like bulbous, and they just look like marshmallows, like on top of clouds really, and they just look really nice. And as the sun and the ambient light is coming up, it's kind of just catching and kissing in the right places. And I spotted a tree when I was walking up here, and I've managed to frame it into a composition now, and it just looks really nice, because all the frost on the trees behind, and the tree itself that I focused on, and all the bushes in front just look really nice and crisp. And then the field is just completely white with frost, and the light is just in all the right places at the minute. It's just really nice. So simple composition, simple image, and this is one of those locations really where you've got like 360 panorama views of everything, and you can just put on the long lens and just zoom in and pick out compositions that are kind of not there, and the conditions really help you pick out compositions that just fall and just come across. And yeah, this composition stood out to me straight away when I was walking up the hill. So settings for this were f4.5, 1.3 seconds, and ISO is still at 320. Still pretty high, but making sure that focus is absolutely bang on the tree down there, because I don't want to miss focus. These conditions are quite rare, so I'm going to make sure that everything is absolutely spot on and get this shot in the bag. But I'm so cold. It is freezing. It reminds me of Scotland at the minute. It's that cold. I think it's still about -4. But when the conditions are like this, just drag yourself out and get it, because you can get images that are different to any other time of year, and you just engrave memories that kind of last a lifetime with things like this. Like New Year's Day out with my camera, it's just so nice. although it's cold, it's so nice. So I'm going to get this shot in the bag now while the light is just beautiful on the ground, and we'll see if we can get anything else, and I'm sure I will, because it's just perfect this morning, absolutely perfect. Just like that, the sky's gone absolutely bonkers. Over there looks amazing. You can see just behind me, it looks absolutely incredible. I'm so cold, my hands are so cold, but when the conditions do this, you just end up running around like a lunatic for 5 or 6 minutes or so, however long it lasts, to try and get a shot. So I framed up the same tree in the last shot, but I've managed to get a wider perspective. It's at 70mm, so it's still quite a distance away, but I've managed to get the sky in as well. And all the frosty fields behind and the trees just look like it's just beautiful. And now we've got mist rolling down. Oh, it's just so good. So for this shot, it's going to be about half a second at f8, ISO 50, touch of polarization, and this is just conditions at its finest. It just doesn't get any better than this. When everything just happens naturally, you just run around like a loony, just trying to get and take advantage of it. And this is one of those shots and one of those mornings. So if I go a little bit quiet for the next couple of minutes, I'll shoot some B-roll and I'll try and get some images for you guys. But I'm really excited about this shot. It's really nice, and it kind of goes with the theme that I have going at the minute with lone trees in fields, a bit like my Layers of Autumn Gold shot. It's very similar to that, with just layers of ice and fields, and just the sky is it's just magnificent. It really is. I don't even think I need to edit it, so I'm going to pop this image up on screen for you guys in a moment and trying to take full advantage of this. But what a morning. Unbelievable. So a couple of decent shots there, I think. Just been running around like a lunatic for the past 10 minutes. The sun has broke the horizon now, as you can probably tell by the colour of my face. It is glowing orange and it's just magnificent. So I'm revisiting that composition that I shot just a minute ago with the tree down in the bottom left hand third, because now we've got some direct sunlight actually hitting the sides of the hills and the fields, and it just looks just stunning. And it's just, like I said, kissing all the right bits. And now we've also got some mist rolling down through this valley, and it's just topping it off. It's just like icing on a cake. I can't describe images like this and moments like this. It's just part of the journey of landscape photography, and to open up 2021 with a morning like this is just epic. So same sort of settings again, f5.6, ISO 50, shutter speed's about 1/10 of a second now, and the polarizer is just helping pull through the blacks, and those lights are just shining through, and it's just magnificent. And I really like this shot. It's just, like I said earlier on, goes into that sort of genre of shots that I've got going on, and it's just another one in the portfolio. So 2-second timers as always, and grab it and make the most of it. So I'm going to wrap this one up here, but what a morning. It just looks like I'm up in the Lake District or something from behind me. It's been absolutely magnificent. A couple of really nice shots, and I really love that one at the end with the light. It's just magic. Like I said, these conditions don't happen all the time, and when they're forecast for wild conditions, it's just so worth getting out, because that's where you get the bangers and that's where you get the keepers. So happy new year to you all. Let's go out and smash it. I hope it's a good year for you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider clicking subscribe below, give us a like, tell us what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.